Shunjobo Chogen was one of the most prominent Buddhist monks during the Kamakura period. He was born in the Heian capital, which is now Kyoto, in 1121 into the prominent Ki family, which is a lineage of scholars and warriors who had served the throne since the founding of the Japanese state. Chogen's secular name was Ki no Shigetada, which he abandoned when he became a student monk. He was given the name Chogen when he was formally admitted into priesthood. The first syllable of Chogen means accumulate or respect, while the second means origin or source. He originally preached esoteric Buddhism, but later transitioned to Pure Land Buddhism. He wrote a memoir called Benevolent Deeds, which is an excellent resource for information on Chogen's life and career. Most of what is known about him dates post-1181, after the conclusion of the Genpei Civil War. It was during the aftermath of the war when the statues of Chogen were carved to honor the work that he did for the rebuilding of Todaiji. This statue of Chogen is made of wood from Japanese cypress trees and is carved using the multiple block technique called yosegi. It is decorated simply, using flesh tone paint for the body and black paint for the robes. The original sculptor is unknown, but it was most likely made by a K-school artist, which was the most prominent school at the time. This statue of Chogen depicts him as an old man, tired from the hard work and demands that came with his age. His face is heavily lined, and he has prominent cheekbones and downcast, weary eyes. His eyes are an interesting feature. One is more open than the other. The artist strayed away from the use of crystal inlaid eyes, which was very popular during this time, and chose instead to make him more realistic. In the statue, Chogen is hunched over and is reciting the Nenbutsu prayer, Hail to Amida Buddha, to his prayer beads, which are known as juzu in Japanese. His hands, depicted as thick and worn to symbolize his hard work and manual labor, hold a string of 108 beads. The beads are a representation of the delusions that people become prey to in the living world. As a preacher first of esoteric Buddhism, Chogen meditated on mandalas and is found to use a variety of mudras. He later practiced Pure Land Buddhism, and thus his statues depict him with his prayer beads. Another statue of Chogen, the oldest version, is found in the small temple of Amidaiji, west of Todaiji. This version shows Chogen with his hands pressed together in the worship mudra. The original was covered with white clay that was painted, but most of it has been worn off. This version of the statue normally depicts him seated on a lotus, but it is not represented in this photo. This statue was built in 1206 to commemorate Chogen's death and honor his contributions to the rebuilding of the temple at Todaiji, which is what he is most known for. Shunjobo Chogen led the reconstruction of Todaiji in Nara after the Genpei Civil War and the Great Fire of 1180. He is best known for his role in the reconstruction of the South Great Gate, Nandaimon, of Todaiji and its huge dramatic wooden guardian figures, created by the renowned Unkai and Kaikei, as well as the recasting of the Great Buddha Daibutsu. When Chogen was appointed in 1186 to serve as the leader of the rebuilding of the Daibutsu, he went to the Heian royal court and Kyoto nobility to collect money and medals and to search for sculptors and builders, all while preaching Buddhist traditions of Dharma. In this hand scroll, created by Tomioka Tesai, we see Chogen soliciting gifts. He is sitting on a one-wheel cart that eventually became his legendary emblem. One problem that Chogen had to deal with was that the buildings of Todaiji required a vast amount of lumber, a quantity that was unavailable in Nara. He solved this problem by importing wood from the Sao province, which today is down south of Kyoto in the Yamaguchi prefecture. This painting, dated from the 16th century, depicts his journey. The boat is towing 4 large logs and the large apparition of Zochoten, one of the 4 divine kings, who served as protection from pirates. This exemplifies how Chogen was remembered by a mixture of fact and fable after his passing. Story has it that the Sao province faced much hardship after the Genpei War, and in an effort to help these people, Chogen brought vast amounts of rice to serve those in need. Chogen dedicated his final 25 years of life to the rebuilding of Todaiji. He passed away at the age of 86 in the Pure Land Hall at Todaiji, in front of the 9 statues of Amida Buddha. Chogen was one of the most influential Buddhist priests, and to this day remains as a prominent and revered figure in Japanese history.